Alright, I'm not gonna be before you long. I just realized something. So I'm reading this book currently, and it's by John Beaver, and I'm in chapters. I'm in chapter 6. It's called The Friends of God, and the name of the book is Drawing Near: A Life of Intimacy with God. And in one of the things, one of the parent, the left towards the last chapter, um, hold up. Towards the last chapter, he was talking about how if you don't have a fear of God, a holy fear of God, that then you pretty much won't care about, sinning and, disobeying God. He mentioned something like a person was talking about, like, oh, well, that's gonna be 7 months to do, because okay, I was waiting for like the outside sounds to stop. As y'all know, I ride with my husband as he goes across the country. But so as I was saying, John B. Beer was saying that he was giving an example of how a person was waiting 7 months to do what God was asking him to do, and that happens whenever you don't have a fear of the Lord, holy fear of the Lord, a revere for Him. And that made me realize, like, I had a revelation. I immediately stopped. I'm like, oh, like, it makes sense. Like, I didn't have a healthy fear, a holy fear for the Lord, which is why whenever God told me to do something, like, I had a problem with it, basically, or I brushed it off as insignificant or, common. It's not that important. But yeah, I'm changing that right now. And I'm pretty sure everything happened how it's supposed to happen, so I can get to this point in my life. Certain people were supposed to leave my life so I could, get closer with God, I guess. Everything is already predestined before we come here, so yeah, I just was thinking about that. It was like, oh my goodness, like, a holy fear of the Lord, and it makes so much sense. And then he's talking about how Abraham was going to, sacrifice his son on the altar. They traveled 3 days there. I'm like, I don't know if I would have been able to do that. Like, my mind would have been going, like, I would have been thinking heavily the whole time. At this point, I don't know if I would have been able to do that. But I'm trying to get to the point to where I'm super, like, God's desires are my desires. Whatever God wants, I want for me. Like, I just completely let go of the spirit of fear, and then instead I have a holy fear of the Lord. Like, that's one of my goals, is to just please the Lord. That's it. That's my goal. And I know that's gonna take I don't know, it can happen overnight. I know I have to, hearken unto the Lord. Lord will hearken unto me. I have to stay consistent with it, and I am trying. There's some things I have to deal with as far as, like, the spirit of rejection goes. I think I personally believe that whenever a person has, like, a spirit of rejection, that's something they have to work out with their, like, old past trauma wounds and stuff like that, and a new mindset, basically. That's what I think, because the heart is the mind. That's basically what it is. The heart is mind. I didn't know that until I did some studying, and I, like, looked up the meaning of it, and yeah, it means the mind. So yeah, that's my goal right now, to just, at one point I was freaking, hold up,